Welcome back to Flyers College Prospect Weekly, where we're going to break down everything you need to know about the Flyers' top NCAA prospects. Fast, fresh, and to the point. This week delivered huge storylines across the country. Michigan State dominated Colgate behind a surge from Shane Vansaghi, while Cole Knuble exploded for a massive 5-point week. Several Flyers-related prospects battled through tough matchups. We're diving into every major performance, every standout moment, and every trending prospect you need on your radar. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about Michigan State. They entered the week with a statement to make. After being swept by Wisconsin, the Spartans needed to stabilize, reset, and prove why they're still considered a top 3 team in the country. And that's exactly what they did, taking care of business in back-to-back matchups with Colgate, first on Wednesday and then again on Friday. The midweek opener was a clean, convincing 5-2 win, powered by depth scoring and, just as importantly, steady play from the Flyers prospects. Shane Vansaghi finally broke through this month, recording 2 primary assists, marking not only his best offensive game of the season, but also continuing a noticeable upward trend in his confidence and puck movement. What stood out most isn't just the assists, it's how he's earning them. Strong forechecking, good reads on the wall, and subtle, smart, simple passes that create dangerous looks. These last 3 games have been the most composed version of Vansagi that we've seen yet. And while Porter Martone didn't record a point in Wednesday's victory, that doesn't mean he disappeared. If anything, the opposite. Martone drove possession, created rebounds, forced defenders into bad gaps, and continued to show the physical presence that makes him so unique as a freshman. This is the kind of pointless but impactful game NHL development staffs love. When your shot's failing, can you still dictate play? Martone can. Friday was more of the same, this time a 4-1 win where both Martone and Vansagi picked up assists. Martone's helper pushed him to 19 points in 12 games, an absurd pace for a true freshman. His playmaking continues to round out, and you can see his game maturing shift by shift, not just crash and bang scoring, but controlled offensive zone reads and patience with the puck. And Vansagi, he's officially on a 3-game point streak, now up to 6 points on the season. He's looking sharper, looking more assertive, and increasingly like a complementary piece who can make a real impact. Now the real test begins as Michigan State faces top-ranked Michigan in a heavyweight rivalry set for this weekend. For Martone, it's another chance to shine on the national stage, while for Vansagi, it's an opportunity to prove his recent surge is no fluke. Boston University only played once this week, but it was a big one. A tight, disciplined 2-1 win over Cornell that required patience, structure, and a commitment to the details. It wasn't a night for fireworks. It was the kind of grinded-out hockey teams need to win in March. And for the Flyers trio at BU, Owen McLaughlin, Jack Murtagh, and Carter Amico, it was another chance to evaluate how each player fits into a deep, competitive roster. All 3 were held off the score sheet, but the story is more complex than the box score suggests. Let's start with Owen McLaughlin. The puck wasn't on his stick as often as usual, but he played tremendous support hockey, tracking back hard, disrupting entries, and making smart bump outs on breakouts. Cornell pressures aggressively, and McLaughlin handled that well. His season totals hold at 9 assists and 13 points through 15 games, and while he didn't add to them this week, his impact on possession remained strong. For Jack Murtagh, it was a quieter night. After missing time previously, he's clearly still trying to reestablish his rhythm. The skating pace is there, the energy's there, but the timing's not where it needs to be yet. And that's normal for freshmen. And BU trusts him enough to keep giving him opportunities. With Boston University playing just 1 game, every shift mattered for Murtagh, and he played conservatively. No glaring mistakes, but no big swings either. As for Carter Amico, the search for his first collegiate point continues, but to Amico's credit, he doesn't look overwhelmed. He plays a safe, reliable defensive game, and BU uses him situationally. BU now looks ahead to a matchup with Vermont, another strong test. With the Terriers ranked number 18 in the nation, every point matters, and this group of Flyers prospects continues to define themselves within one of college hockey's deepest lineups. All right, so let's get to some player profiles. So there's breakout freshmen in college hockey, and then there's Porter Martone. What Martone's doing at Michigan State right now isn't just impressive for a first-year player, it's elite production for any NCAA forward. With 10 goals and 19 points in just 12 games, Martone's pacing like a player who's going to be in the Hobie Baker conversations by his sophomore season. And the most encouraging part, His game looks sustainable. It's not a hot streak. This is a foundation. Martone's blend of physical dominance and goal-scoring instinct is rare. At 6'3" and nearly 200 pounds, he already has a pro-style frame, and he knows how to use it. He plays heavy on the forecheck, finishes every hit with intent, and forces defenders into mistakes purely through pressure. But this isn't run around and smash things physicality. Martone plays with intelligence. He angles well, he tracks back hard, and he protects the puck like someone who's been in the college game for several years. But what separates Martone the most is his release. Martone's shot is NHL ready right now. Whether he's snapping it from the circle, catching and releasing in stride, or burying rebounds around the crease, he has the kind of multi-threat scoring package that makes goalies uncomfortable. His ability to find soft spots in defensive coverage is also advanced for a player his age. He arrives in scoring positions at the right time, not ahead of the play or chasing it. The biggest stride Martone has made this season is his playmaking. Early season tape showed Martone leaning heavily on his shot. Now he's scanning more, distributing more, and becoming less predictable in transition. His assist on Friday over Colgate wasn't flashy, but it was the exact kind of composed heads-up decision NHL coaches want to see. He drew defenders, waited for support, and slipped the puck into space. And then there's the big picture. Martone is consistently performing against ranked competition. Wisconsin, Penn State, Colgate, it doesn't matter. The stage doesn't get to him. So Michigan State's upcoming matchup with number 1 ranked Michigan will be another spotlight, a rivalry, national attention, NHL scouts packing the building. If Martone shows up the way he usually does, don't be surprised if he climbs even further up national freshman scoring lists or strengthens his case as one of the Flyers' most exciting long-term prospects. Next, we're going to give a little bit more love to Shane Vansaghi, who we haven't had the opportunity to talk about all that much this year, as he's being outshined by Porter Martone and has gone through dry spells scoring-wise. So few Flyers prospects have changed their narrative over the past 2 weeks as dramatically as Shane Vansaghi. Early in the season, Vansaghi struggled to find consistency. He wasn't really producing, wasn't impacting play regularly, at least offensively, and often looked like a depth forward trying to keep his footing in a fast structured system. But the season is long, and it gives players opportunities to flip the script. Vansaghi's doing exactly that. After recording just 2 points through his first 9 games, Vansaghi now has put together 4 assists in his last 3, including a standout 2-assist performance in Michigan State's 5-2 win over Colgate. Suddenly, everything looks cleaner in his game. The confidence is noticeable. The puck's moving faster off his stick. He's winning board battles instead of chasing them. Most importantly, his decision-making is tightened up. So what's the biggest improvement? His pace. Vansaghi's finally playing with the rhythm and tempo of a player who understands how fast he needs to move at the Division I level. Earlier in the season, he was a half step behind Reeds, forcing plays that weren't there. Now he's anticipating. His assist streak isn't a coincidence. It's the byproduct of better awareness. And what really stands out on his tape is how well he's connecting plays in the offensive zone. He's making quick bump passes, retrieving pucks on the forecheck, and extending possessions by staying strong on the wall. His assist in Friday's win came off exactly that kind of smart, simple contact play. Defensively, Vansaghi remains reliable. Michigan State trusts him in their cycle-breaking structure, especially in late-game situations. Vansaghi's not flashy, but he plays honest hockey, close support, defensive stick in lanes, responsible routes on the back check. This is the kind of two-way detail NCAA coaches love. And it's the critical foundation for any player hoping to translate to pro hockey. His offensive ceiling is still coming into focus, but the tools are real. Strong lower body, tenacity around the puck, and enough skill to finish or distribute when given space. Now comes the biggest challenge of the season, a rivalry showdown with number 1 Michigan. If Vansaghi can maintain his current pace and continue making smart, efficient plays, he could be one of the sneaky contributors who tilts the ice in high-pressure weekend series. Next up, we're talking Cole Canubal, who didn't just have a good week, he had the kind of week that turns heads. Notre Dame entered the stretch needing offense consistency and someone to take ownership of their top 6. Canubal responded with his biggest outburst of the season, piling up 5 points in just 2 games, including a statement performance and a 5-4 win over Merrimack. In that victory, Canubal absolutely carried the Irish attack. He finished with 4 points, a goal, and 3 assists, and looked every bit like the kind of player who can tilt a game on his own. His goal showcased what makes him an effective player at this level: positioning, timing, and a scorer's touch from the middle of the ice. 2 of his 3 assists came off smart reads, slipping pucks into soft areas and allowing teammates to step in to clean up in shooting lanes. It was the kind of game where Canubal drove play, dictated tempo, and forced Merrimack to adjust. Notre Dame then followed that win up with a hard-fought 5-3 loss to Boston College, but once again, Canubal found the score sheet. Even in defeat, he added an assist, his 5th point of the week, and continued to show he's becoming one of Notre Dame's most reliable players in transition. Through 14 games this season, Canubal now sits at 3 goals and 12 points, trending upward as his usage grows. From a developmental standpoint, Canubal's game is maturing. His pace has improved, his reads in the neutral zone are cleaner, and the playmaking touch he flashed in the USHL is now showing up consistently at the NCAA level. He still plays like the Mike Canubal style interior game, lots of net from presence, board battles, and greasy retrieval plays, but this week was about more than just grit. This was skill, awareness, and a real top 6 impact. Notre Dame now heads into a big matchup against number 2 ranked Wisconsin, a perfect stage to see if Canubal can keep this momentum going and turn a hot week into a true breakout stretch. Next up, we have Noah Powell, and Arizona State continues to make some noise this season, and their latest headline came in the form of a dramatic 3-2 overtime win over Ohio State, an upset sparked by none other than Flyers prospect Noah Powell. Powell didn't just contribute, he delivered the game-tying third-period goal, forcing the fourth period and giving Arizona State a chance to steal a massive win. It was a textbook Powell goal: hard work, timing, and willingness to attack the interior. He found space and got inside positioning and finished a critical chance when ASU desperately needed life. Even though he didn't dress Friday, his Saturday impact was undeniable, the kind of moment coaches remember when they talk about trust and reliability. For Noah Powell, this marks 2 points in 2 straight games, pushing him to 2 goals and 4 points in 14 games. While the raw totals aren't eye-popping, the trend matters. He's settling in, earning more meaningful shifts, and showing he can make plays in high-pressure moments. Arizona State is a team that leans on structure and discipline, and Powell's beginning to fit that mold: the forecheck pressure, defensive buy-in, and the ability to push play up ice. Right now, Powell's game is built around skating and effort. He's at his best when he's a momentum player, winning races, applying pressure, and forcing mistakes. The next step in his development is consistency from game to game, especially in generating offense off the rush. But this was a real glimpse of what Powell can do. Arizona State now heads into another heavyweight weekend, this time against Ohio State again. And Powell will look to keep his streak alive. With back-to-back productive outings and a massive confidence boost, he's one of ASU's rising depth pieces at a critical moment in their season. As for Heikki Ruohonen, we're not going to spend too much time on him today, as Hartford got their butts whooped against top-ranked Michigan in back-to-back games, while Heikki Ruohonen did not record a point and was also a -3. A tough matchup for anyone, but especially a true freshman like Heikki Ruohonen. So that's going to wrap up our full college hockey prospect breakdown for the Philadelphia Flyers, a week filled with breakout performances, statement games, and rising stock across the NCAA landscape. From Martone's elite scoring pace to Vansagi's growing confidence to Cole Canubal's explosive 4-point night, this week reminded us why college hockey continues to be one of the most exciting pipelines for NHL talent today. Next week, we're going to have rivalry games, top-ranked battles, and new developing storylines to break down from every corner of the country. So be sure to subscribe, follow along, and stay locked in. This has been Flyers College Prospect Weekly Update. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide. I'll see you next time on HW Hockey.
Thanks for watching HW Hockey. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.